Welcome, one and all, to Dummies on the Hardwood. Bobby, Benny, Isaac?
How do you know it could be the other way, bro?
That's a good question. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I could be Bobby today.
You could also be a sore and a men, but you guys are currently here too, so let's just say that too. Anyways, how are y'all doing?
Man, I'm doing great.
I'm
bro.
doing great, man.
How you doing, Isaac?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm shocked with everything that's going on in the NBA, but other than that,
It's
I'm
like the
great.
plague that's going on right now, man. I swear to God.
Unfortunate.
Yep.
There's about I don't know if you guys have heard. I'm pretty sure everyone heard. There's a 7'3" elephant in the NBA that will
Elephant.
be missing.
Elephant.
Yeah.
I don't think elephant's the right name, bro. I don't know why you call him an elephant, though.
He's an alien, and that man is Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, man. Come on,
That
Isaac.
is unfortunate.
So let's give background. He currently, before he went out with his, we'll get into it first in a second. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 47% from the field. What else? And he shot 35% from three.
Pretty fucking gaudy numbers, if you ask me.
They're pretty.
Those like 2K stats right there.
Yeah,
Literally
literally
2K stats
almost
right
4
there.
blocks per game. That's ridiculous.
And unfortunately, he's been shut down for the rest of the season due to what the NBA is reporting, the Spurs are reporting as a deep vein thrombosis, which I'm just going to educate really quick, occurs when a blood clot forms in one or more of the deep veins in the body, usually in the legs. Wemby's was in his shoulder, and he was complaining about feeling fatigued before the All-Star game. He had been dealing with it for a while, actually, and it's unfortunate because this kind of puts a damper. It could possibly end his career if you look at the great athletes who have had it. Even a recent athlete, Detroit Pistons, Asor Thompson, he was out since March of 2023 with the blood clot. And then we had Brandon Ingram too. Then we had Christian Coloco and notable Hall of Famer Chris Bosh of the Miami Heat. So this is no joke, and this is very serious. Hopefully it's just a one-time thing, but if Wemby's career is in jeopardy, what does that mean for the San Antonio Spurs?
it means that they're, in all likelihood, going to have to tank. I mean, they are not right now a playoff team without Victor Wembanyama. Even with De'Aaron Fox, De'Aaron Fox makes them competitive, but it doesn't put them over the edge in the playoffs, in my opinion. So right now, if I'm the Spurs personally, I'm going for the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. I'm trying to enter that Cooper Flag sweepstakes.
But that's not a sure thing because he even said it. He might even come back, Rick Cooper Flag to
yeah,
Duke.
that's a good point. He might come back. He might come back or not. But if I'm the Spurs right now, I'm just tanking, trying to get. I'd go for at least a top 5 pick in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, like at this rate with the Spurs, I mean, look, you've got a nice core to build around. De'Aaron Fox is still young enough. CP3 is good enough to lead the team because he brings that leadership. And then Stephon Castle, he's an emerging rookie. He's a rookie sensation. He's coming out. He's balling out. At this point, yeah, I would agree. Like, there's really no point in you guys competing for a playoff spot because even if they did make it to the play-in, who would they play in the first round? Thunder? But they get smacked. They get smacked in the first round if they face the Thunder, even if they get an 8th spot, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I mean, I would. It's really weird. It's really unfortunate with these type of injuries how they can seriously, affect the player. A blood clot's a big thing. So I mean, I'm worried for Wemby. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he'll pull it off. He'll be fine, but that does cause some concern for the future, though.
Chris Bosh did try to play through a blood clot by playing on blood thinners, but the Heat weren't willing to take that risk because he could have possibly died on the court because of the blood thinners, unfortunately.
It's almost not even worth it.
Yeah.
It's not even worth it at that point.
I mean, you guys talked about short term. What do you guys think the long term ramifications if this happens to the Spurs?
Long term, I mean, like honestly, your building block at that point is now Stephon Castle. But guys, like let's be honest, we've seen what Wemby can do. Like he can carry a team. There's no question what he can do. God forbid, he's unable to play, or he's unable. This injury puts a serious damper on his career. I mean, the next person you have to look up is Stephon Castle because that guy, he's gonna get his touches now. Obviously now you got that young core and De'Aaron Fox. You got that 2 guard tandem right there in San Antonio. I mean, that's their future. Like I said, De'Aaron Fox is still young enough. He's not old. He's young. He fits within the Spurs timeline. I mean, I'd be really worried about the Spurs because who knows what happens? I'm thinking I'm gonna be optimistic and say he's gonna be fine and he's gonna have a long career. But him being his height and his weight, it is a little bit concerning because he's really thin. But obviously with his length and stuff, it helps him get around the league. But it just has me concerned. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm so worried for him.
You also have to think about the bigger picture. This is a ripple effect for the Western Conference. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and I was
man.
just about to say,
Yeah, man.
in the defensive player of the year.
Really quick, sorry. Get well, MB. Hope this is just a one-time thing. We don't want to lose you for the sport. Ratings are going to be down if
He's
he's
gonna tank.
so. Even if there's going to be another random trade to LA, God forbid, somewhere Kyrie ends up at this point. Nico, don't take my advice because I'd probably do a better job than you. But unless like something else happens, unfortunately, ratings are going to go down. But speedy recovery. You have a bright future. 1B, get well.
And on that note, Jaren Jackson Jr. might win Defensive Player of the Year award, which means that he's eligible for the Supermax,
Which is $345 million. Time out. That you're telling me Jaren Jackson Jr., who could not rebound to save his life, is about to probably sign a contract extension. They're gonna pay him what Luka should have gone in Dallas.
Right.
Nico.
Right. $345 million. And at that point, you have Desmond Bane, you got Ja Morant, and then you're going to pay Jaren Jackson Jr. potentially $345 million. So make this make sense to me. How in the world is Jaren Jackson Jr. worth $345 million?
Can someone justify it?
Can someone, just because you win Defensive Player of the Year award, and it just doesn't make sense to me. You're a solid player, solid rim protector. But your rebounding numbers aren't up to par.
They're the rebounding numbers of a guard. That's his weakest
I mean,
point.
I will say though, like when Ja Morant was down, he did become the focal point of the offense.
He did,
You know what I mean?
but the elephant in the room is $345 million.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say 345 million is worth it. Look at the value of what he brings.
And at this point, it's like, what do the Grizzlies do? If I'm the Grizzlies, I'm looking at that. I'm like, do we really want to pay Jaren Jackson Jr. $345 million?
Someone's got to go.
We have Desmond Bane, and we have Ja Morant.
Someone's got to go.
I mean, okay.
Someone's gotta go.
I have a question for you guys. What do you think Jaren Jackson Jr.'s career high in rebounds is? Stats.
7.
6.
6.8. That was back in 2022, 2023.
How are you like almost?
He's
6 foot?
6'10".
Bro?
6'10".
He's almost 7
6
foot.
6'10", and how much is he rebounding?
He's
6 rebounds per game.
I'm pretty sure one of us could out rebound him.
Come on now, $345 million, and you put up 6 rebounds.
Luka put up 10 rebounds yesterday?
Put up a double, about 10 boards. But come on,
I mean,
345. No,
I mean, what's his true position though?
he's a power forward.
He's a power forward, center.
6 point rebounds. I mean, that's decent.
But you're 6'10", 6'11", and you average
That's
only
not
6.
bad. I mean, like some of these superstars, I would imagine don't even have to average a double. What do you guys think they should average, like 8 or 9?
Let me see.
At least
Hold
about
on.
8 or 9.
Let's
I think
see.
he's pretty good.
Average.
He's not that bad. He's not that bad. But I can't justify giving him $345 million though. I won't justify
I can't
that.
do that.
But I think 7 rebounds for his position. Yeah, you got Zach Edey there anyway.
Let's see. Let's check rebounds. Let's see. Giannis gets 12. Durant gets 6, but he's
ranked
older.
25th
Davis gets
in the
12.
league. 25th in the league.
Jalen Williams gets 6. Wow, and he's about 5 inches shorter. Siakam gets 7. Sabonis gets 15. Yeah, everyone pretty much out rebounds him, except Zachary Risachet 4. He's a rookie.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, I mean, you got to stick to your game though. His game's always been defense.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You're 6'11" in the league, and you're putting up only 6 rebounds per game. I get you got Zach Edey, but you can help Zach Edey out a little bit more too on the glass. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, you do provide that floor spacing though.
He does, but the $345 million I cannot.
I won't justify $345 million.
Cannot justify that. I think he's more worth maybe about $120 million.
I will justify his 7 rebounds though.
I'll go 150. That's about it. The bigger thing is, with the Wemby situation, that opens up a playoff spot. So who's gonna be in the thick of things trying to get that last
Well,
playoff
if we
spot?
look outside the plane, Isaac, can you pull up the standings right now in the Western
Let's
Conference?
The
see.
wild
The West
west.
is so
So
wild
currently, I'm gonna start from 6 because damn, it's not that it's close. We got the Clippers in 6, 31 and 25. Timberwolves 31 and 26.
Playing.
The Dallas Mavericks 31 and
Playing.
27. The Warriors 30 and
I think
27.
the Warriors gonna sneak
The
in.
Kings 28 and 28.
I
The
agree with
Phoenix
that.
Suns 27 and
Warriors are gonna
30.
sneak in.
I agree.
Warriors are gonna
So
sneak in.
the three teams we can eliminate for sure right now are the Blazers, Jazz, and Pelicans.
And the
Not
Suns.
even close.
And the Suns.
And the Suns.
Where are the Suns at?
They're
Where-
They're 11.
They're 11, 27 and 30.
So
Oh,
we look-
but they dropped 86 points.
So-
Wow, after like 3 freaking seasons. Oh, they finally figured it out. Nah, they didn't figure out
So
crap.
if we look from 7 through 10, you have the Wolves, Mavs, Warriors, and Kings. Wolves, Mavs, Warriors, and Kings. So to me, right now, if I'm looking at that, I think the Spurs are probably going to be in 11th. Well, no, they're going to stay 12th. Suns, as I look at the Suns' record, they're 27 and 30 right now, and the Kings are 28 and 28 for about 500. I would give the 10th spot to the Phoenix Suns, in my opinion.
Nope.
I think the Phoenix Suns can get into the play-in.
Yeah.
They lost
I think they got a better shot than
to the
Kings.
Hornets.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Lakers,
they got a chance
Lakers
win.
lost to the Hornets.
Here's the thing. The Phoenix Suns, you know what they did yesterday? They had Nick Richards. Had about 3 blocks, 6 boards. First quarter, right? You would think you would play him. They didn't play him the rest of the game. How does that make sense?
Isaac, I don't coach the Suns, man.
I don't coach the
How?
How? You go and trade Nurkic for a great center and you sit his ass on the bench. And yet you guys are complaining about having no big man. You have a big man and you sit his ass like I'm sitting right now.
That's a good question for Mike Budenholzer, man, not me.
I'd ask Mike Budenholzer, but I'd say honestly, I'd give the Phoenix Suns a better shot than the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, I trust them a little bit more.
I think the Suns might be the 10th spot.
Let me see. Let me pull up their
I think the Suns are
schedule.
gonna be a lottery team. That's just my opinion.
With
They're not
what
gonna be a
picks?
lottery
They don't
team.
have
They're not gonna be a
Phoenix
lottery
Suns
They
schedule.
don't got no picks, huh?
No. Okay, let's see. They got the Grizzlies. They got the Pelicans. Who knows? They could lose to the Pelicans too. They got the Pelicans again. They got the Timberwolves. They got the Clippers. They got the Nuggets. They got the Mavericks, Grizzlies, Rockets, Lakers.
Here's what I'm thinking right now.
There's a lot of winnable games, but
Here's what I'm thinking right now. If I'm the Phoenix Suns right now, and I'm looking at this currently constructed roster, I'm thinking to myself, who can we trade? Because Bradley Beal's got a no trade clause. Devin Booker's a Suns for life. The logical piece would be Kevin Durant. Because
He's
you
your
could
best
get-
asset.
You could
It's
get a lot
inevitable.
back for Kevin Durant.
it's inevitable he's going to get traded because he was in trade discussions and he feels betrayed. And when Durant's in his feelings, blah, oh, I don't want to be here anymore because I just want to ball. Well, then ball in Phoenix. Show that you're a Hall of Famer. Show that you can win on your own. How about that?
Yeah, man. You say loud for the people in the back.
I'm not questioning his career, but ever since he left Golden State, what has he done?
Homie
He hasn't
hopped.
even sniffed a conference finals.
Homie hopped. That's what he did. He homed.
So, unfortunately, KD, you kind of ruined your legacy. You should have just gone back to Golden State, man. You should have just
he
gone
probably
back
would've-
to Golden
If he
State.
went back to Golden State, I'd
Hell,
be like, damn, the Warriors
even
would be a top 5.
The Thunder with SGA, they need scoring. That's what's going to hold them back. They don't have scoring.
But
They don't
then
have
you-
enough
but then-
offensive
Then
punch.
you've got their future. You've got their future for a 36.
Sam Presti, it's about
37-year-old.
time. It's about time you
Kevin
put
Durant.
those damn picks to use.
Start putting
I think
money
he's.
where his
I think he's
mouth is,
stacking.
man.
I think he's stacking up those chips, and he's going to go after a big fish. And I don't think it's going to be Kevin Durant.
Who
But
is he going to go after?
Hey, man, whoever's available.
Yeah.
Who's ever available, bro?
Superstar.
Anyway, look, like I said, going back to what we talking about with the Suns and Spurs. Like I said, the Spurs, I think they're going to eke it out, and even if they do eke it out, their first round exit.
Spurs are not going to make. Spurs are not going to make the playoffs without Wemby.
I like I said, I give them a low ceiling. Again, my ceiling's not very high with them. I don't expect them to make it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make it.
Because look, right now, let's hypothetically say the Spurs make it to the 10th seed right now, and they beat the Warriors. They would be an 8th seed. In the first round, they played not the Memphis Grizzlies. They played the OKC Thunder.
Yeah, they get smacked
No
up.
Wemby, you're gonna get mopped.
I get mopped. That's without a doubt.
Easy.
I think there's a bigger storyline we're forgetting. The Rockets are in free fall, man.
That's what I said last week. I said the Rockets are free falling.
They were number 2. They're down to 5. There's about like a 4-game difference. I could see the Mavericks jumping up to 6 or 5.
Speaking of that, the Rockets lost to the Jazz, I believe, the other night too. I can't complain. The Lakers lost to the Jazz, but speaking of that, first of all, do you guys have anything else on the Wemby, Spurs, anything?
I mean, it's like I said, it's just unfortunate with his injury. I do wish for a speedy recovery for the guy. But man, imagine if he had played his whole year. What do you guys think he's going to be averaging? Dude, he was on pace for 4 blocks. That's like he was on pace to break one of the defensive records.
And he was a block down from last year.
He's a clamp.
Yeah.
He clamped up, bro. I missed him in fantasy. He was my fantasy first round pick. Sucks that he went down like that. But I mean, I will say this: 2010, almost 4 blocks a game, shooting damn near almost 40. I don't know what this man can do, bro. I want Wemby to get better. I want him to have a speed recovery. Because I want to see the Spurs win. I think he could honestly bring a championship to San Antonio.
I mean,
he accelerated their timeline. Definitely. I mean, if you ship off Keldon Johnson and you pull and get some more young pieces, I really think the Spurs can really make some moves.
There's an interesting situation. Do you guys remember David Robinson?
Yep.
Remember that lost season?
Yep.
The Spurs still have their pick.
Only 6 games.
They still have their pick.
And who they use that pick on?
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
Wemby's out. They still have their pick. And who could possibly be available? Cooper Flag.
If he stays.
But imagine
if
they hit 2 first-round picks in a row. 2 number 1 picks.
Sheesh,
Cooper Flag,
man.
Wemby, Stephon Castle.
Yeah.
Could this be the next
So
Spurs dynasty?
So many things have to go right for the Spurs. So many things have to go right for the San Antonio Spurs. But yeah, do you have anything else, Isaac, before?
I hope this doesn't turn into another Chris Bosh situation.
Same.
That's the only thing.
I doubt
but
it. They caught it quickly.
I'm pretty sure he'll be okay. But we don't want to lose another possible Hall of Famer at such an early age too. He's not even He's barely 20.
He's 20. He's 20.
That's insane.
Jesus Christ! Can you imagine him 10 years from now? 5 years? Fuck.
Yeah.
Woo, he's gonna eat this league up. Well, I'm glad we only see him twice a year. And as a Celtics fan, I'm glad. You guys gotta deal with that 4 times a year. Sheesh, man.
Speaking of that, there's another superstar phenom last night who had his best game as a Laker. Luka Doncic put up 32, 10, and 7.
Really quick. To all you idiots that said Luka was washed because he freaking missed a month, how about you eat them apples?
Isaac with his PSA announcement. Isaac with his PSA.
Let him know, Isaac. Let him know.
Come on, man.
Yeah, bro. You
Luka's
go
washed.
tell him. Tell him,
Luka
Isaac.
washed.
Let them know. Yeah, that's right. You let them know.
Man.
Yeah.
They lose to the Jazz.
Yeah.
Cool.
There you go.
Luka.
There we go.
I'm like, yeah. And you did it against the Nuggets, which you guys finally beat.
Finally.
Which is a huge thing. And you guys...
Finally.
JJ Redick even said he couldn't sleep for 2 days. He was trying... Yeah. You guys had an interesting scheme. You guys literally isolated Joker and made everyone else.
Right when he got the ball on the right when he got past half court, they already fronted him. They played physical with him last night.
The thing is, it was real simple, man. It's like you make everybody else beat you.
Exactly.
That's it. Because you'll live with Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon beating you.
Absolutely.
I will live with that all day. But Jokic beat me. I'd rather have him score 4 points and get 10 assists versus having him give him 16 points and 10 assists in the first quarter. That's just me personally.
Yeah, I think what the Lakers did last night when they clamped up Nikola Jokic was phenomenal. And like I said, I've been saying this before, and I've been saying it, and I'll say it again. But missing Jared Vanderbilt was key for the Lakers because this is what he provided to the Lakers. He provided that physical toughness on defense. You can question his shooting ability; it's not there. I get it, but his defensive ability, you saw it against Jokic.
We're just still in the regular season. We might be overreacting a bit, but you guys have a shot against the Nuggets.
Yeah, and I go back I look last season the Lakers when they played the Nuggets, they lost in 5 games, but they really should have beat the Nuggets. If we're being honest. You really should have beat them. So I think the Lakers could really beat the Nuggets, in my opinion. If you ask me, I think the Lakers are one of those dark horse teams that might come out west.
Oh, for sure. They're 2 games out of the 2 seed.
I wouldn't doubt it.
By the way, you want to bet against Luka? Do it. Know what he did last year? Proved you all wrong. He's probably going to prove you guys all wrong this year, too.
Yeah, and what the Lakers have been doing, they've had some statement wins. You go out and beat Boston. You go out and beat New York. And you go out and you beat...
Oh, don't even mention New York. New York got clapped up by by Boston and Cleveland. They're like C tier at this point. But go ahead.
I don't want to hear. And before we continue on this Lakers talk, I got like a little 5-second, actually 20-second rant. Stop talking about the New York Knicks being playoffs teams, Bobby.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. You said they could be a threat. I remember. Did he not say that? I'm pretty sure he said that. Do not ever say that again. I don't want to hear about the Knicks being a contender out east.
To defend him, they are going to make the playoffs, but really, like,
I don't think they're going to come out of the playoffs.
They won't make the playoffs. I'm going to give them that. But they're not being Boston in the 7 game. They're getting clapped.
I don't think they can beat any. They can't even beat a 500 team. They can't.
Same with Cleveland. So Boston beat Cleveland. Anyway, I'm going off on a rant, but we'll go back to talking about that.
The bottom line is, I think the Lakers are one of those dark horse teams that might come out the West.
I mean, let's look at the standings one more time. We have
who do you trust? Tell me out of excluding the Thunder, you got the Grizzlies, the Nuggets.
I trust between all these teams. I trust the Nuggets, the Lakers. Hell, I even trust the Timberwolves, Julius Randle, or the Mavericks if they get lucky.
I trust the Lakers, the Nuggets, and the Mavericks.
Right. You don't trust.
I can't trust the Wolves.
I don't trust the Grizzlies, and I don't trust the Rockets.
Okay, let me piggyback off something. I trust Anthony Edwards, as Kendrick Perkins said. I don't trust the rest of those Timberwolves.
Yeah, I don't trust.
Yeah, because Anthony Edwards, man, he going out there. He looked like Jimmy Butler in the bubble, bro.
So
he looked like his back is sore from carrying this team.
So really quick, I was talking to my good friend Jose. Shout out to Jose. He gave me this really good quote, and I can't believe you guys hadn't thought of it. You guys are NFL, like you guys keep in touch with that. He pretty much summed up the Thunder, and I never thought of this. They're the Peyton Manning of the NBA. Really good in the regular season, but they're not really that effective in the playoffs.
Peyton Manning? Why would you... What?
I'm not sure Peyton Manning.
I don't know if I would use Peyton. I'd use probably someone else, but I wouldn't use Peyton Manning.
Who would you use then?
I use Josh Allen.
Damn. Shots fired.
It's
too fresh, man. It's too fresh. Leave him alone.
I would possibly use Lamar Jackson.
You could argue with anyone, but those two, like I said, they break their backs.
Peyton Manning is a Hall of Famer, and he's won some.
Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, really good at regular season, become playoffs. That's another story. But anyway, we digress.
What are the chances that the chips fall and everything in the Western Conference Finals? We get Dallas and LA. What are the chances?
Man, you gonna let me start this off because you're a Laker fan, you're a Mavericks fan. I'm gonna cut through the fat, right? So I want to hear your guys' biases until I give my statement first. You got an angry Luka and you got an angry AD. I'm telling you right now, those two are gonna pop off in that series. You got playoff Braun and you got playoff Kyrie. Because when Kyrie shows up, he gonna show out. That's a fact, right? He didn't show up against Boston. I'm gonna say that. But any other time, when you need him, he's going to step up. When you call his number, he's like, what you need? I'm going to show up. That's what Kyrie's going to do. Who do I trust more? Who I trust more if I get Dallas and Los Angeles? I'd probably give it to the Lakers just a little bit. I'm not even going to lie. I mean, I'm a Celtics fan, but I got to give credit. The Lakers bench is a little bit more deeper. Playoff Gabe Vincent showing up. You got Jared Vando street clothes balling out, playing defense. I give a little more credit. Austin Reeves is a legitimate third option. In Dallas, who do I see as a third option? Exactly, no one. Because all y'all got is Kyrie Irving. After that, Anthony Davis. Who? Don't before I finish, because I know you guys are gonna go on your little rants. But Klay Thompson, I think he's great, but I just don't see him doing much in the playoffs. But I will say this though. If you give me a Dallas and Lakers series, I'm going to get my popcorn ready and I'm going to watch that series. That's going to be a good-ass series. Granted, AD's healthy because if AD's not playing the playoffs in the conference finals, I'm giving it to the Lakers. I don't even want to start. So, if you ask me, I think the Lakers have a better shot than Dallas. That's just legit. Now, you guys can go ahead and give your takes.
I mean, it's just pretty much defense versus offense. That's all I was going to say. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, we're going to beat them like if AD's healthy. Yes, we'll beat you guys if. But offensively, you guys are more deadly.
Yeah, because also, too, that paint, even though, like, I will say this, I bagged the Lakers a lot, but Jackson Hayes has been holding it down. I'm not going to lie, he's holding it down. But against Anthony Davis, Davis going to cook that.
I mean, that's the thing, too, with the Lakers. You know what you're going to get offensively, but it's where the defensive end is going to be a little bit challenging. They have no rim protection other than Jackson Hayes, and he's been playing his ass off. But, I trust Luka. I trust LeBron. Defensively, though, the wing, I think it's pretty solid. Maybe one more 3-and-D player, but you need to get a solid big because most of our bigs are two-way players right now. Two-way players. And Jackson Hayes, he's been doing great. But it come playoff time.
You're telling me Jackson? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's why. And with the Mavericks too, they got their. I look at their big man rotation. I'm like, God damn, they're deep.
Their rebounding is good. We're not even worried because wait till AD and Gafford
and
Lively back.
Lively, AD, Gafford, and Lively, all springy and bouncy bigs.
Who's going to that bench at that point? I think Gafford's going to the bench.
No. Gafford, I would say Gafford.
Yeah, Gafford's going to the bench.
But
damn.
That team is loaded. Team is loaded out.
It'll be interesting with Najee and Clay. Exum's looking really good,
that's
surprisingly.
And Max Christie.
Max Christie's actually balling, dude. I told you, Isaac, stop worrying.
I told you.
No. Hold on. We both bagged it. We both bagged Max Christie, so don't even try and not give him credit.
But
we were wrong.
Dude, hold up.
What?
I'm gonna take credit.
Oh, after I call you out on it. After I call you out on it. After.
No, bro. Because you were the same dude who was upset about the trade.
No. I was too. I know. But
I
no.
backed him.
Yeah.
I admit it. I said that previous episode.
That's all I wanted to acknowledge. Bobby remembers that. I remember that.
And I have been saying this all year long. Don't sleep on Max Christie. Don't sleep on Max Christie. And look what he's doing right now. He's a solid contributor for the Dallas
told you that, bro.
Mavericks.
I said that, Isaac.
Now he's saying
I said that. I backed, dude. I'm not gonna, bro. I just said I admitted to it.
Okay, if I look back through all those episodes, how many times did you bag him with me?
A lot.
Okay,
I'm not even gonna lie.
That's all I'm asking for.
Okay, but also all I'm saying too is like don't be. So that's what I told you. The Mavs got a good piece in that trade. I said that too.
And all I'm saying is too, going back to that, like I think the Mavericks have a pretty good solid team. If I'm looking at the Lakers right now, 3 come playoff
and Caleb
time,
Martin, I forgot.
And Caleb Martin, who has a new play. If I look at the Lakers right now in a 7-game series, I don't want to count out LeBron and Luka, but I just question who's going to be able to defend Gafford and Lively and Anthony Davis in the playoffs. That's just my personal opinion. Where do I think the Lakers will go? I think the Lakers might win in 7.
Honestly,
it's gonna go 7.
It's gonna go 7. But I mean, like, dude, like that paint is gonna be protected. It's gonna be the boards are gonna be cleaned up. When Caleb Martin comes back, if they get playoff Caleb Martin,
that's deadly.
That's
deadly.
That's just not fair because he almost shot damn near 50% in the Boston series. Yeah. So if you get a healthy Caleb Martin, and who they have is who's running their guard, Kyrie and Najee Marshall too.
Omax is pretty good.
Let's not start.
Yeah. I'm just saying he's decent. He's decent.
But we don't want to get
carried away. we're
we
injury depleted, but he's like stepping up somewhat.
But Max Christie, man, yeah, that
Max Christie.
And I admit it, I slept on too hard.
Okay, that's all you're saying.
That kid
got all defensive when I just tried to call him back.
I'm not gonna lie. When the Lakers included Max Christie in the deal, I was bummed. I was like, God damn, this dude was actually pretty fucking solid.
Watch, he gonna be a number 1 option soon. Watch. Then he gonna be putting up 20-25. I'm gonna call that right now. He gonna put
20-25.
20 to 25.
All right, I'd probably go 20, but I don't know about 25.
If he puts up 25, bro, we gonna remember this episode, Isaac.
Oh, now you want to remember something, but you don't want to remember talking negatively about that. All right. Yet I get clowned on
remember
for
it,
the
bro.
Miles
I
Turner
remember
take,
it, bro.
and I took complete credit. Like I
Come
said, a
on,
horrible
man! I
mistake.
just said it. I said it like
After
some
what?
past
After
episode.
didn't I call him out on it? After.
But I said
After.
in previous episodes.
After.
Oh my
After.
God. You see this? You see the shit I deal with, fans? Come on now, man.
What are you talking about? What the shit you deal with,
Bro,
man?
I said it
I
in
wanna
previous
hear what you gotta
episodes,
say,
bro. Come on, man.
I want to hear it.
Benny
Come on,
just
man.
he's getting his ass roasted right now.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Rump roast.
But, all in all, the Lakers win against the Nuggets. I think it was just one of those.
That's a statement
It's
win
a
right
statement
there.
win
That's a
against
great
the
win.
And it's
in
an
Denver.
Organizational one because who kept kicking your guys' ass?
The Denver
Sorry.
Nuggets. The Nuggets have kicked the Lakers' ass for the past.
Quick question.
few
Or
years.
quick thing. Celtics are playing the Lakers real soon in about 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, I think it's March.
That's gonna be a good
It's
one.
gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be a good one.
And then
Great,
we
everybody
got
stays healthy.
it's Dallas and the Lakers in LA on Tuesday.
It'd be
But the bigger game's gonna be in Dallas.
Yeah,
you know what?
That's where the game is.
When's that?
I think
That's
it's
in
April.
Yeah, so AD should
April
be back
9th.
by then.
April
so
9th.
AD should be back by then. Because honestly,
Gotta ask for that day off.
guys, I gotta be honest with you, man. Like if AD was playing this game, I'd be more excited, but he's not. So I'm not really as excited as I would be, but still, nonetheless, it's good to see Luka go up against his former
I'm looking forward to
team.
seeing how Luka shows out against the Mavericks. You know what?
He's
I think,
gonna be pissed.
You know what I think Luka's gonna do? I think he's gonna have a 40-10 game. He's gonna have a 40-10 and 10 game against the Dallas.
I'll
Mavericks.
double that. He'll have a 60 in like 12 games.
He's gonna eat the Mavericks alive.
Yeah, I'm being generous. I'll give him 25-9, but
No, that's
just
way too generous.
What? He has like a whole month to get. He looks already in better shape.
Yeah,
he's back to Luka form. Yeah, I saw last night. I was like, damn.
Throwing
this
I
guy's
hate you,
good.
Nico.
Throwing
Why
the
did you
rock
trade
the ball.
Luka?
Bro, there's actually a backstory on why Luka ended up.
No. I don't want to deal with this. I'm
Yeah,
gonna deal
bro.
with this the rest of my
There's
life.
a backstory, man. There's always a backstory. You
Nico-
do realize Nico didn't want to do the trade, right?
Oh,
Dude,
God,
no.
now what is it?
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it. So, long story short, I heard this from a client I work with, but the real story is that they wanted to build a casino out in Vegas, or they wanted to move the franchise in Vegas, and that wasn't happening. And so I forgot the name of this rich lady, right? But she comes from a wealthy family, right? And so she wanted to move the team to
The
Vegas.
Dumont family.
I think that could be it. I don't know.
Go ahead, Benny.
Long story short, right? They refuse. They refuse. Like, oh, we're not gonna build. We're not gonna send them to Dallas. We don't want to do that. Or send them to Las Vegas and invest a casino out there, whatever, or Dallas. I may be butchering it up, but the bottom line was like she was the one. I forgot her name. She was the one who pulled the plug and said, "Oh, you don't want to do that? Well, fuck you. I'm gonna go ahead and trade your best star." And so she did that. So she did that as a fuck you move. That's the real truth. Nico Harrison, I personally think.
So what you're telling me is Nico Harrison's a scapegoat.
I think, honestly, Nico Harrison had his hands tied behind his back because upper management was like, I think they want to send the team out, or they want to build a casino out in Dallas or some shit like that. And they're like, no. And they're like, oh, well, fuck you. We're going to trade your best star. Then Luka got traded. Do I really think, dude, because if we're being real, like, look at that press conference and sit back and look at their body. Jay Kidd was not happy.
Yeah.
Nico Harrison looked timid. You know he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know he didn't want to do it. He knew what Luka brought. So when he said, oh, defense wins championships, that's partially true. But come on, man, you get a once-in-a-generational talent. So I think we really need to stop bagging Nico Harrison and focus on what's going on with the upper management.
Well, let's be honest. Regardless, it's just a terrible trade. Like
it is, regardless,
like it doesn't matter at this point. I hope and pray that Luka comes back to Dallas one day, even if it's just to retire. He deserves a statue and everything, in my opinion.
He deserves his jersey to be retired.
Yes, but I want those owners out. Maybe Nico, but I don't know.
I think it was that ownership team. I forgot
want
what
them
her
out.
name was, but she was the one who pulled the plug on the trade.
So she basically told Nico Harrison trade Luka.
Well, basically, yeah. You don't want to do what I say. All right,
And so now, what you're saying is the media is making Nico Harrison out to be the scapegoat.
That's what it appears to be. Yep.
Interesting.
We'll probably never find out, but this is the worst trade in NBA history.
Yeah, it's the worst trade, but like you kind of got to look at the optics of it because it was kind of at a time where it's like no one expected it. No one expected it. You know what I mean? I mean, think
Right.
about Mark Cuban stole the damn team or something like that.
Even
So
Mark
it's like,
Cuban tried to
I don't think
contact
I don't think
Nico.
Mark Cuban would have.
no, come on. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, be logical about it. Be logical. But it's never gonna come out. It will never come out.
It
But-
came out today on this episode.
Yeah. So hey, you know what? Do your research. Don't quote me on it. But I'm gonna do a little bit more of my research. But I'm gonna check it out to verify the source. But you know what? Like, let's keep it real, fans. Nico Harrison. I'm not gonna lie. He's a smarter dude than that. He's not gonna just trade Luka. I think all GMs know when they got their most prized talent, they're not gonna give him up. Like, let's be real. The only reason why you give someone up in that situation is it's either money or business. You already know the deal. And this, to me, came down to a business deal. So when you really look at the whole thing from the whole grand scheme of things, unfortunately, Luka got involved and AD got involved when they really shouldn't have gotten involved because it was a money-making business decision. But nobody's going to say that to you guys.
Except
Do your research.
Luka, we miss you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate Luka got traded, man. It's unfortunate.
And Nico, you're the scapegoat.
I think he's the scapegoat. I think he is.
Wow, that is a big juicy detail that I'm interested now that I might do some more research on that. That's
Yeah, check it out, guys. Check it out.
Okay.
I mean, the bottom line is he got traded, but it doesn't matter.
The bottom line is got traded, but I think that the trade will short term for the Lakers it'll be difficult because they gave up a big, but long term I think the Lakers are going to pull up.
Find another big.
Lakers going to find another big, and Luka's going to be with the Lakers for the next 10 years. The next franchise player.
Yep. So, sad way to go out.
Sad.
Anyway, gentlemen, any closing thoughts to wrap up this episode, or how y'all feel?
I'm feeling pretty good about the Lakers, man. I feel great. Fourth seed right now, 2 games back of the second spot. I think the Lakers have a shot.
By the way, Dirk was in attendance because Luka invited him to go watch him. He stated he'll never be a Lakers fan, but he was there to support Luka.
Yep. And
Go Mavericks, but go Luka too.
And that's mad respect. So yeah, just do your research. Basketball
No
fans.
one hate on Luka. He had no control over the situation, and he's not watched. You want to bet against him? Go ahead. He's gonna prove you wrong.
Like I said, fans, when you do your research and just understand the optics of everything, this was a business decision, a business move to benefit, everybody else above. But anyway, big shout out to everybody who's been subscribing and listening to us every week. We do appreciate the love and support. Continue to follow us on TikTok, Spotify, Instagram. Follow all of our personal accounts. Dummies on the Hardwood. We appreciate the support and the continued love. If you know someone who loves talking basketball, who's interested in thought-provoking, questions and stuff like that, we're your podcast.
Thank you, guys.
Anything else?
And if you want to hear the actual truth about the NBA, that too.
That is true. If you want to listen to the real truth of the NBA and the dark side of the NBA, come listen to our podcast.
Facts.
Have a good night.
Night, guys.
Right.